So I am going to tell you a deep, dark secret. Assuming that any required medications have been found and dialed in properly, occasionally people do get cured from therapy. If you get a few pints into your friendly neighborhood psychiatric professional and ask one of the ways this most commonly happens, you will get a story similar to this. One day, they just walk in. They look a little different, but not really, just more comfortable in their skin. They will sometimes talk about reducing appointments or stopping. And when asked what changed, they will respond with something like, "I don't know. I guess I just accept that I am what I am. And that's okay. I accept me. I'm not perfect, but I'm the best me that I can be." Acceptance. Now, many of us need a guide. Someone to help us navigate and evaluate, to clarify and to recast, etc., to reach acceptance. Or you could just accept now. There is a page from the book called The Key that says it best. Not to worry. There is nothing to worry about. No urgency, no hurry. When you're tired enough of struggling, of suffering, of being unhappy, you'll stop. One day you'll be different. It will be like walking around a corner or turning on a light. Everything will be different, and yet nothing will have changed. Someday you'll do it, when you're tired enough of struggling, of suffering, of being unhappy, or you could just do it now. Alright, so what is acceptance? Fundamentally, it's absolute unconditional love for yourself. Many ask, isn't that selfish? Well, actually no. Turns out that absolute acceptance of yourself is the most selfless thing that you can do. Because when you feel no needs at all you want to do is give. Confused yet? You should be. I sure am. This is wacky stuff that is counter to everything most of us have been told. Okay, so here's how it works. You are the best version of you when you feel good, have eaten and slept well, and feel appreciated. Under these conditions, you respond to all situations better when you feel as though your needs are being met. When you are not being the best version of you possible, you can feel it. It's uncomfortable. This causes you to have very little patience, time, or resources for anyone else. When you have needs, it's hard to worry about others. Well, if you are feeling nervous, it means that you still care, so you can't be that bad of a person. Hell, you are listening to all of this, so you obviously want to get better. That's kind of awesome, by the way. So, what next, you ask? Pick one thing to do tomorrow. Nothing huge, but nothing small. You can't cheat yourself. And make sure, no matter what happens, you get it done. After a little while, add another goal and another. Keep going until you realize something. You trust you to do what you say you will. Don't overcommit. Don't set yourself up for failure. Build slowly. This can take months for some. Try to focus not just on what you do, but how you do it. Do it with some style. Do it with a grin. Have some fun with it. See how doing things while happy gets better results from you and the people you interact with. Realize that a bad situation can be nullified or even turned around by the right reaction. Over time, you start to realize that life isn't so bad, and you are actually kind of good at it. Now, if you keep going, you start to realize that life is a lot more about how you react than what happens. You start to see that if you are well rested, fed, appreciated, feel good about yourself, that you make good choices, sometimes great choices, that you try really hard, that you make the best out of amazingly bad situations. Now try a test. Wipe out all expectations for tomorrow. Imagine all the events of tomorrow are fixed. Just go through the day reacting the best way you can. Play out each scene, being the best you that you can. Feels pretty good, huh? So if you can trust yourself and love yourself through absolute acceptance of yourself, what then? You can slowly start being your biggest fan. You can start rooting for yourself. Start helping yourself to succeed. Realize that you want to be awesome and deserve to be awesome. You can start defending your bedtime. Start prioritizing eating and exercise with kids and dogs and significant others, etc. Start setting yourself up to win. But that's selfish, right? No. Selfish is not being the best husband, wife, student, friend you can be. Do you want to show a low-quality version of you to the folks that matter? So, not taking care of yourself is selfish. Not rooting for your own success, that is selfish. You are the best you by absolutely accepting yourself. That is the least selfish thing that you can do. One day, you realize you've changed. You won't be sure when it happened. However, you realize that no matter what happens, you are going to be fine, because you are always going to respond the best way you can. And since that is all you have control over anyway, you might as well put all your energy into reacting the best way possible. And so the reason everything is going to be fine is because you will always be fine. You know this because you take care of yourself and you trust yourself, and it feels pretty good. You realize that your anxiety isn't for what might happen. Your anxiety is based on you imagining yourself in a future situation and not being able to handle it or breaking down, which is total bullshit, because you have been proving to yourself that you are awesome, that you can handle any situation, any condition, because you know that you can. You have been. You trust yourself. Nothing can change that. If you screw up one day, laugh it off and be better today. Acceptance means you laugh at your mistakes. It means you love being wrong. It means you love being challenged. It means you know what you rock at and what you don't. You have no problem asking for help. Life becomes fun because you make sure it does, because you can, because you are the most awesome you that you can or ever will be. Rinse and repeat forever. Eventually, you realize that life isn't about Christmas or New Year's or birthdays or weekends. Life is about waking up, eating breakfast, paying bills, traffic, working, etc. All those things that may at times bug you are your life. So make it the happiest place you can. Don't put up with unhappy existences. You don't deserve it. Be happy. By reacting to it the best way you can and performing your best because you want to, you can, you deserve to, and it's best for everyone. And as more and more of your needs wash away over time, you find you have endless time, patience, and resources for everyone and everything around you, which makes the world around you a rather pretty place. Some may see acceptance as giving in or up, but they are wrong. What the practitioner discovers is that beneath that cliff that they were afraid of falling off of is a lush green valley of energy, patience, and willpower. That with acceptance, you can perform at a higher level for a significant part of your day and have fun doing it, living moment to moment. Experiencing and responding to life, getting more out of every second that you could ever imagine, which is why life is about how you react, not what happens. Choose awesome. Be awesome. You never did anything wrong. You didn't know. Now you do. You will always be awesome because you choose to be. You can do that now. You've been proving it. So everything is going to be just fine.